This segment brought to you by Kansas Grain Sorghum, growers working together. Find out more at kansasgrainsorghum.org.
Welcome to Farm Factor. Up first today, Kyle and Joan Ruskamp discuss two of the Cattlemen's Beef Board campaigns, the Food Waste Challenge and Families in Motion.
Hi, this is Kyle Bauer. I have the opportunity to visit with Joan Ruskamp. She's a beef producer from Nebraska, but also works with the Cattlemen's Beef Board. Tell us about your history and what you do with the Cattlemen's Beef Board.
Sure. Okay, so I'm a cattle feeder from Nebraska. My husband and I have a feedlot, and we grow corn, soybeans, and alfalfa. Have 5 children that are grown and 3 grandchildren. I'm also serving as the current Secretary-Treasurer of the Cattlemen's Beef Board. And really excited about a couple promotions we have going right now, campaigns. We're all about we're consumers also, but we're about informing that consumer and promotion and education and research. So in regards to that, we have the Food Waste Challenge and Families in Motion. We as farmers know that on our farms, we're doing everything we can to cut waste. As a cattle feeder, I keep the ingredients fresh that's going into the cattle, or I store them in a manner that keeps them fresh. Those cattle eat what they're fed. There's no leftovers on the plate, so to say. How do I bring that home to me, the consumer, and our friends, the consumers? We have a 30-day challenge that we encourage people to sign up for that has a tip every single day you receive in your email, and it gives you ways on cutting food waste. In America, we waste about 40% of our food. That's a lot of food. That's a lot of resources that we're wasting. And so what can we do? Well, we can save $2,500 a year by cutting some of that waste. So if it's not enough to think about the resources we're wasting, how about the fact that it's $2,500 more in your pocket? When you buy beef in the grocery store, it's single wrapped. One tip is when you bring it home, if you're going to throw it in the freezer, wrap it again. Put another layer of aluminum foil or saran wrap or butcher paper, wrap it tight, and then put it in the freezer, and then you won't have that freezer burn or what people sometimes see when they leave it in there. When you store things in a refrigerator, store those perishable items where you can see them and use them up before they would get to the point where you don't want to use them. How about recipes? The Beef It's What's for Dinner website has recipes. Maybe you had a roast beef for supper. What can you do in the morning? Maybe you can have a beef breakfast burrito or beef tacos. We can have beef for breakfast as well because then we're getting that protein, zinc, the iron, those B vitamins, and we know flu and cold season is always around and circulating all year round, so we want our immune systems healthy. We have ways with beef to really support the health, and that brings into the Families in Motion campaign. Families are busy and they're running here and there. We want to support family life by providing quick, easy, nutritious recipes that not only nourish those children, but they also are ways you can interact with your children in creating that recipe.
We're visiting with Joan Ruskamp, and she is a beef producer from Nebraska with the Cattlemen's Beef Board. This is Kyle Bauer reporting. Back to you, Jamie.
Thanks, Kyle. Folks, come back after these messages for this week's Kansas Soybean Update.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways, of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.